Alrighty, welcome to another visit to Dynamic Homes. Dave Awney here for TV3 along with Tim Olson, Senior Sales Manager here at Dynamic. We're kind of taking a step back from the last couple of weeks, Tim.
Yes. Instead of showing a finished product, we're going to show the facility where we actually build the homes.
So we're inside the factory on Roosevelt Avenue in Detroit Lakes. Again, when did this all start? How long has Dynamic Homes been here?
This all started in the 1969-70 time frame. And it was a fledgling at the beginning, and then it got some money infused into it. It was purchased by Lund Boats, and from there it became public, and it's gone through its history as far as growth and recessions and everything, and here we are today.
Okay. Quite significant expansion in the factory here itself since the beginning?
Yeah. This thing started as a Quonset. You could get like 3 houses in here at one time, and they were running end to end. But now we have about 120,000 square feet under roof, and a dozen to 14 homes can be in here at one time, going down the production line. So it's the transition from the 70s to having three medium-sized factories to now having everything under one roof in one location. We picked up a lot of efficiencies. So those other 2 properties were sold during and after the recession in the early 80s, and we started to build this up and consolidate, and everything has been right here since the early 80s.
Now, am I guessing that we're maybe about halfway through the production line where we're standing right now?
I'd say roughly half, yeah.
So starting on the far west side of your building here, just opposite Roosevelt Avenue out there, that's where everything begins.
That's where it begins. That's what we call the rough end. So that's where all your rough framing takes place, floor systems, interior and exterior walls, and roof framing. And all the framing is done on tables, so they're able to get everything square and true, and everything is at waist height. So your efficiencies and the quality that you're able to turn out is really outstanding, because they're in a perfect conditions. You know, the worker is standing upright instead of kneeling, and it's just a better way to do it.
Okay. Now you begin. How many homes in a given week?
Well, on the rough end, let's just go to the floor system. They'll build 2 to 3 floor systems there per day. Okay. So that's a house to a house and a half. So each day, when those 2 to 3 modules are framed on the rough end, down here on the finish end, 2 to 3 modules exit the plant the same day. Okay. And then in between there, modules are in all of the different phases of construction. So you've got rough framing, and you got the rough in plumbing and wiring, then it moves down to get insulated and get the vapor barriers and all the caulking and different things we do to be Energy Star. Then it goes down into where they hang the drywall. Then they'll start taping it. Then they'll do the texture and the painting, and then it goes into the finish phase. So then you've got cabinets, doors and trim, plumbing fixtures, light fixtures, things like that going in. So it's everything that happens in here basically is the same that happens when you build a home on site. The only difference is that we're doing it under a roof.
Okay. Now, generally, is everything that is started based upon a particular order? So we're not looking at 2 or 3 homes exactly the same being built at the same time, or?
Typically, the only time that really happens is if there's a project. Okay. We do a lot of tribal housing, and there is some repetition there. So there may be 2 or 3 homes in a row that are of the same design, but it's rare. That only happens a couple times a year. But we custom design and custom build. So out of the single-family homes that we do, only 5% of them came out of our plan book. The rest of the designs have either been found on our website, or the customer and our dealer have put a concept together, and our design department brings it to life by putting it to detail, so the customer can look at it, edit it, and they can order their house.
Okay. Lots of activity going on. Let's take a quick break, and we'll move down the line and see your house a bit closer to completion. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back at Dynamic Homes, Dave Owney along with Tim Olson, and we've moved down the line. We're at a house that is further along in the construction stage. Obviously a kitchen behind us here. How soon will this house be completed and ready to move out onto the lot?
Looks like they're in the final stages here. There's some floor covering to go down. They're getting ready to do some carpeting. There'll be some more baseboard to put down. The kitchen is pretty much in. Looks like they got to put in a kitchen sink yet and put the dishwasher in. So they're getting close to getting the final touches on this before it gets wrapped up. So I would say these two modules here will probably go out. This one will probably be mid-afternoon, and then that one near the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So cabinets placed. How long does that take for the cabinets to go in?
Well, there's two guys that hang them, and to install the cabinets is probably a 6-hour operation, 6 to 7 hours. Okay. Depends upon the complexity of the kitchen too. This is a pretty basic kitchen, so that one is goes in pretty nicely. Sometimes you get all the kitchens with a lot of angles and features and up and down and staggered cabinets. That takes a little longer.
And these are the mid-continent cabinets that we've been talking about the last several weeks?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
This house is done, this is a natural maple in a kind of a mission-style design, just a square door with an insert panel. So maple that would be your next step up from oak. Oak is kind of your base wood, and then you go up from there. So maple's a little bit more money, but not a lot.
Okay. Now, is carpeting installed in the building here as well?
At times it is.
Okay.
Carpet is, we have a limited amount as far as the choice. We got about 3 or 4 different books to choose from. So if the owner doesn't care for anything that we're offering, a lot of times that'll get done on site. Okay. So of anything that gets done on site, carpet is the most common. Then if they want ceramic tile or a wood floor, that's also done on site. But we do carpet and vinyl and laminate here in the factory.
Okay. Why don't you tell us, Tim, just a little bit about your roof design? You mentioned that back in the 80s, Dynamic came up with, is it called a hinged roof design that allows more flexibility in the transfer of the homes?
Right. And the incentive behind doing the hinged roofs was, generally the market was a little bit anti-modular, and back in those days they didn't look that great. They had a 3 or a 412 pitch, rather basic, and so we started to get resistance from the marketplace. So we came up with a hinged roof design and had it engineered. So in the mid 80s, that really started to pick up pace, and I believe we went standard with our 612 pitch. I want to say in the late 80s, early 90s. Okay. So right now, if you order a home and don't do anything to alter your roof design, it's automatically a 612.
Okay. So, and that roofing is something that the builder and the contractor on site will eventually take care of when it gets moved to the buyer's location?
Actually, the hinge the hinge point is designed so that the roofing can be put on here.
Oh, really?
So the shingles are on. There are a couple of places where they need to seal them up, but otherwise they're on, and that saves the builder a lot of time, obviously. Okay. So
now we've got half of the home here. What goes on this open side as the building travels down the highway?
Well, we put on a plastic, and it's a really durable plastic, and that gets put over the home, and then they heat it up and shrink wrap it. You've seen pontoons and all that. Sure. So it's a similar concept, and that keeps the home water tight until they take it to the site, remove that plastic wrap, and then set it on the foundation.
Okay. Real quickly, let's just remind our viewers that your fall and winter sale is on right now. They should look for their local dealer, look online, and find out how they can save money now on their purchase.
Absolutely. If you're looking at doing a home in the spring, this would be a perfect time to start your design process. From October 1st through the end of November, any homes that are ordered at that time will get $2 per square foot rebate, plus also get a free Energy Star certification. So it's definitely the time to build. Interest rates are really, really great, so it's definitely the time.
Okay, sounds good. It's been interesting to see what goes on here, and we'll be back to look at more. So, as always, thanks for being with us. Remember the model home across the street. Stop into Dynamic Homes and find out so much more. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching.